everybody. Today we've got this 2017 Porsche Carrera, and we're gonna basically do our full Monty on this car. You see the car already has film on the vehicle. The customer does plan to track the car, so we're going to change the way that the PPF currently is on the car. We noticed a lot of issues. One, it doesn't wrap in a lot of the places that it should, so we've got a no wrap up here. But the more important one to us is inside this wheel well. The film does not wrap around the back here, and since we know he's going to track the car, we want to make sure that we protect this paint in here because we know lots of rocks are going to get thrown up and start damaging this film. A lot of alignment issues as well with the way that they've laid this bumper, so we're going to go ahead and peel this off and replace it. He has the partial wrap on the front. I'm not a big fan of this for a big reason to me is you want to put this film on the car to protect the paint. But in the future, if I go and peel this off the paint, I'm gonna see beautiful paint from this line down and aged, scratched, and swirled paint from this line up, probably a few chips and everything there. So I'm a big believer in doing full panels only. So we're gonna peel all of this off as well and do a full front clip. So that'll be the full hood, the full fender wrap inside of here and inside below the light. We'll pull the headlight washers so we get a nice tight wrap in here. This one also is going to have our track pack, which includes A-pillar coverage, and then this black painted piece right here will have film on it. We're going to put the mirrors on, and we're also going to run a rocker piece all the way down, and we're going to remove the factory protection here and do a new higher belt line protection line. It's going to run right around here. And then we'll have another piece that covers the back part of the bumper and the inside of this wheel well. So the paint, it's going to be the most susceptible to damage. We'll have the film on it. And then next we're going to do a full paint correction because we've noticed quite a few just swirl marks just from, I guess love marks from the previous owner. Did a lot of damage when they were washing the car. So we've got a lot of different swirls and scratches that we're going to polish out of the paint. So we'll go through the whole car. Probably a two-step is what we're thinking this is going to require. And then the customer has opted to do our self-healing coating, which is rated at 5 years. And that'll actually help prevent a lot of swirls from coming back on the vehicle. Just park it out in the sun and we'll see those disappear. The tint on the car is already pretty good, so we've opted to leave the main cabin window film as it is, but we don't have film on the windshield. So we're going to go ahead and install the Prime XR Plus by XPEL. It's got 95% IR heat rejection, which is huge for a big clear window like this. We're also going to have all the 99% UV protection so that this dash and all these components stay protected from the sun. We have basically started on the 911. So far we've got the whole car fully deconned. That means we've gone through and run iron remover all over the paint. We've clay barred the paint. We've fully washed every crack and crevice to make sure this thing is spotless as it can be before we start installing film. Jeff has started to disassemble quite a few parts. So we removed the headlamp washer here. That's going to enable us to get a much tighter fit around the headlamp washer. Turn signal out here on the side so we can wrap the film up in here and under here. Also did some disassembly in here in the front area so we could take this trim piece off, which is going to allow us to wrap the film over a little bit further into the fender well area. That'll actually make us give us a much more seamless install. Remove the gas cap cover. We also will take the badge off of these 911s so that we can get the film to wrap in right around here behind the badge. Really all we're trying to do is anything that comes off very easily, we're going to do it on these cars so that we can make sure we have a much more seamless install. The older and previous Gen 911s, this is a 2017, on the 2016s, these headlights were really easy to remove. As of 2017, now the process is you have to drop the entire bumper. We have opted not to do that, to remove these headlights, but we still have a process so that we can get the film wrapped in here really nicely so that there'll be no edge or exposed paint on this part of the fender. We've got some more progress on the 911. So Jeff has done a great job installing the fenders. We told you we did quite a bit of disassembly on some of the minor pieces, so I want to show you some of the details on the way that we handle these 911s. First of all, the gloss. We're using the XPEL 10 mil. The gloss on this film is just off the charts. I mean, we did this on normal guys supercars Ferrari last week as a test. I think that we're probably going to move to this film 100%. It's thicker, it's got better gloss, the self-healing properties are there. There would be no reason in my eyes not to just put these on every car that we get in the shop. So the cost is a little bit more, but to me it's worth the money. We were going to wrap into here, so Jeff's done a great job of wrapping this in. So you want to get a little closer, we can show you some of the details here. So there's no edge anywhere around the light. And Jeff does a great job at getting the edges wrapped in here near the turn signal, and we've also got it wrapped under so that it wraps in here. So really we're just eliminating quite a few of the edges. The gas cap cover as well, we've got this wrapped in nice and tight so that there's no edge for the customer to see. The doors are wrapped in here, and then we wrap this down and under as well. And obviously into the frunk area, we've got a nice wrap inside here. We finally finished the Porsche, and so I wanted to take you through everything that we did to the car. We're going to show you some of the details, just so you can kind of see what a finished product will look like. Just to recap, this car had a windshield tint, it had a full front with rockers and a rear wheel well protection area. It had a full paint correction, and it also has our 5-year self-healing ceramic coating on it. That includes coating the wheels and obviously the paint, and then the film has a different coating on it specific to PPF. Zoom in here, I want to show you some of the details in the car. We have the full bumpers put on. Remember, we didn't have the wraps in here or at the edge of the hood, so we've got everything wrapped into the frunk area. Jeff does a great job about wrapping the ends and edges around, so there's no edge here. We've got a super tight edge here. If we had left these in, we could have done the pattern from DAP software, but there's a gap that sticks out a little further away. So we pull these so we can get a really tight edge there. We've got the headlights wrapped around, which we showed you in the last video. So there's no edges here. The hood has got a full wrap all the way around it, including the corners. This is one of the things that Jeff does a really great job of as well, is getting the corner to wrap around so there's no edges here. And then we've got the edge wrapped into the fender well area. And then I also showed you how we were concerned about this part getting beat up with the way the film was on the car before. So if you look here, now we see that we've got it wrapped all the way to the inside of this edge here so that this paint is very well protected. We pulled the signals so that we could run the film behind here so there's no edge showing there. So the idea here was to make sure that we created a look that was nearly invisible. The other thing we're really excited about is this is our second car we've done in the new XPEL 10 mil film. The gloss on this film is like nothing we've ever seen, so we're super impressed and super happy that we're getting to get great results with such a much thicker film. It looks exactly like the factory paint. So if you guys want to have a high gloss film that happens to be thicker and going to protect your vehicle better, this is definitely the route I would recommend going. So as we move further back on the vehicle, you can see we've done a full paint correction on the car, and we've brought the paint back to a really nice, glossy, deep, rich shine. In fact, we'll go back up to the same spot that we showed you before, and we had a bunch of swirls and scratches all throughout this area. And now we've got that rich, I mean, just look at the flake, how much it reflects back at you. That's the beautiful thing I love about coatings. When there's a metallic in the paint, all those flakes just sparkle right back. It's awesome. And then we've got more protection back here, another piece that runs right along here. We've got the wheels are coated, and then the windshield do a clear film. This has the XPEL Prime XR Plus 95% heat rejection, 99% UV rejection clear film. That's going to do a great job at blocking the heat from the cabin areas. So whenever you're driving around the hot Texas summer, it's going to be much cooler. That's it, folks. Stay tuned for our next project. We'll share more projects like this in the near future.